Hey everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to the bush. That had to be the most beautiful time lapse I ever filmed. The sun when it was coming up. It's actually Saturday morning here. When I was filming the sun coming up this morning, it got so red and so intense, and it's red sky in morning. Sailors take warning, the old expression. We got a big storm coming again tonight. A bunch of rain and a bunch of wind. The end of Hurricane Felipe, I believe it is this time, coming around to give us another pounding and another drowning. Flying solo this weekend. Cindy, it's actually Thanksgiving weekend. Cindy has gone up to hang out with her family up in the northern part of the province this weekend. One of her sisters, Ellen, is down from Ontario, and the family all gets together, and she's going to spend a few nights up there and kind of hang out. So it's kind of nice to, that she gets to hang out with them, and it's just me and the kiddies here this weekend. I got a couple projects I got to do. I've got a load of wood on the back of the truck, that is more firewood. That same lady that gave me the last load of maple, well, she had mentioned it, met up with this lady on Lori, I think's her name, on Marketplace Facebook. And she had mentioned that her son was renting a house in town or whatever. A tree come down, and that's where we got this maple. Well, then she told me there's some at her house too, which was right close to where I live, right? Relive. So it was much easier to just go up the road. But anyway, what it was, a pile that had been there for 5 or 6 years. It's more than what it looked like initially. It's only one row. But the problem is, the stuff is like 24 to 30 inches long. It's really long wood. This house they just bought, they only moved in here back in the spring. It's an old, it's over 100-year-old home. The place used to have a wood furnace in it. I guess you could put like a 4-foot stick. So whoever had this place in the past, a bunch of trees, these are trees that all come down the property too. Anyway, we went there to cut it up yesterday, and what I did is I took my miter saw with me, and I ran an extension cord out of the garage. They didn't mind, it was right behind the garage, and I cut this stuff in 2 pieces, some of it in 3 pieces, and it's nice, dry hardwood, super dry. It's been outside uncovered for a few years, but you're not going to get any drier, and it hasn't rained in the last couple weeks, any amount at all, so it's nice. So that's my first project this morning, is going to be that wood. I'm going to back the truck in the back, get my little wagon and all that out. I want to get her in the wood pile in the back, and there's another load we got to go back and get next week someday. Just been freaking busy the last week or two. Never get out camping like I wanted to. We did get 2 cord of wood delivered to the house, so we ended up piling. Cindy piled most of that. God love her. That girl works so hard. I never see anybody work so hard in my life. She's a godsend to have her in my life. She's a sweetie, and a hard-working sweetie. But anyway, she piled 1.5 probably of the 2. I had a bunch of small engine repair stuff. I had to do a bunch of work and delivered stuff and picked stuff up. I had a pretty busy week all around. Then I got this crazy trailer that I just built. It's an overlanding, I'm calling it. We're not over, there's so many terms for this. People overland. Normally I think it's with like a truck and a tent on the roof. That's the new thing, is the roof tent thing. That doesn't appeal to me much. Pay 4 or 5 grand to sleep on the roof of your vehicle. Pretty silly. So what I did, even sillier, we're going to sleep on the ground. Why not? So I bought a hot tent, and we got a ATV going to keep at the house now, because my side-by-side stays here. So, and it's too hard to move that side-by-side around. The ATV I can just put in the back of the truck and go. But it still poses a problem, because I built this trailer anyway that's going to be, I consider, an overlanding trailer behind the ATV. And maybe even as soon as next week, we're going to get out and try this bad boy out overnight with my ammo can stove. If anybody saw one of my first videos, that I built that little ammo can, and I knew I had a calling for that thing, and I knew I eventually was going to use it doing something somewhere. And what I'm hoping to do is heat a tent with it. And a hot tent, you buy these tents, and there's a thing, a little panel of, it's like a fiberglass that's non-flammable, I guess, and you cut a hole, and they call that your stove jack, they call it. I don't know why, but you cut it tight to fit your pipe out through. And I don't think I'll keep the stove going all night. Like we'll sit there in the evening and that, and just kind of kick back, keep it nice and warm in there for a while. I'm going to cook on it too. I'm going to try. And through the night, I'll probably let it go out in that. And in the morning and that again, or if it gets cold in there overnight, I've got a bunch of wood all split up and cut up already. So could be for some beautiful footage, beautiful times, and hanging out. And Chicken Nugget, there's Cindy. She'd be there with me too. So anyways, I rambled enough here for this morning. I'm watching the time tick here in the wall. I got a bunch of stuff I want to get done here today. It's not even 9 in the morning yet, and I've already had breakfast. Hung out with Daisy a bit. Daisy and Fred, they're here hanging with me. They both slept me last night for a while. It's kind of neat. But anyway, I got to get my truck outside. I got to get that wood unpiled. I'm going to mow my lawn out front. It's probably all I'm going to do today, but I want to get that done because I'm uncertain on when it's supposed to start raining. So I guess for now I'm going to head outside, start moving some wood. Can I get by here? I can't even get by here. But man, can I unload this truck some easy. I have never been this close. I gotta go around the other way. There is room. I gotta say, I gotta move this crap here now. I'm gonna do that when I'm done with this stuff. You can see, it's a nice little pile of wood, eh? I was gonna use the cart, but I'm only 6 feet from the friggin' pile, so why bother? I'm gonna do it by hand. I'm not going to bore you guys and make you watch me pile firewood for long here today. Just wanted to show you what I'm going to do here. It's a mixture of everything. And a nice addition to the pile of wood we already have. So we're not going to freeze here this winter. It's going to be very warm. This is going to be hard to unload it from the back because I can't get up beside the truck. And I'm doing it solo, so it's not going to be easy to do. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Get a rake, I guess, or rake it back or something. Might work. Use a rake, I guess. So we're off to the races this year. I got here last night, I lit a little fire. And it wasn't because it was cold, it was 18 degrees. Whoops. It was 18 inside, but it was damp. So I lit that. I only put 2 pieces, probably the size of that in, of old stuff that was dried right out. And that's all I needed to heat it. It warmed up to 22 or 23. And when I got up this morning, it was still 21. So the place holds the heat quite well in there. And there's no wind at all today. It's very calm. Again, we have a big rain coming tomorrow, which is going to really, we don't need it, but we haven't had rain in a couple weeks. So considering the year started out, it rained almost every day. It seemed like there for a while, the first part of the summer. But anyway, guys, I'm not going to bore you with all this, so I think I'm going to stop filming for now. I'll show you when I'm done. Well, there you go, guys. I got her all piled up. I got this row filled, and it started here with this. So basically this load gave us a full row. There's enough left there. We're not going to get it all in here. Some of it's little tiny stuff though, you know, like this. There's a bunch of that in there too that's still left over there. And I don't know if we'll even bother cutting it up. We're going to throw it in the truck. We told them we'd take everything. But some of these bigger pieces, there is some nice stuff in here. And that's actual real hardwood. That's not, none of these are softwood. That's hardwood. Some of it's been cut for quite a while, but it'll still burn. It'll still keep us warm. And I still have to get this diagonal brace done on here also. It's kind of funny. I put that one at that end. I mean, it's not going anywhere, but I want to put that on there just to make it matchy-matchy. So, not sure what I'm going to do next yet. I have to go out and check for beans, and I think there's going to be quite a few out there in the garden. The thing is, I don't really want to do it. It's still kind of damp out there until it dries up a bit. Anybody that knows about beans, if you touch them when it's damp, they'll rust real bad. They're at the end of their season. We might get another week or two out of them. So, but anyway, I'll figure out what I'm going to do here in a bit. I'll talk to you guys a little later. Well, it's already 6 o'clock at night. It's been quite a day. I got a few little projects done that I wanted to get done today. I got the wood all unpiled. The lawn I got mowed. Come out pretty good. It's going to start raining any time here. And it's going to pour rain tonight. The wind was just starting to come up and it's dying off right now. But even long, we look over this way, you can see, check it out, all the gray. It's going to be raining here very soon. The garden, I get a few more beans out of it, string beans. We've been getting all kinds of scarlet runners off the plants right in front of the cabin. We've actually done quite well off of them this year. We've had really good harvests. These yellow beans, they're still producing a bit. The frost hasn't killed them yet. Little pumpkin here, he's starting to kind of try to do something. Look at that guy. And I got a real nice squash over here. Check this one out. Nice size squash. That's my hand, and that's the squash, so that's a decent one. He's almost ready to pick already, and there's two more over here. You can see two more right here. What I'm gonna do, because she's already gone, I'm gonna sneak over here for a second and have a look and see how the bunkie has come along next door. She's told me that, she kind of said anytime, help myself, and if I want to go over and look around or dig ditches for her or whatever, so, because there is another ditch I got to dig over here too to help her out. I cured most of the water problem, but there's still a tiny little bit, so I have to ditch the rest. I didn't ditch it all, that's the thing. But the bunkie, I think, is looking good. I haven't seen it since last week, and I think she actually stayed here last night, so. But it's a cute little spot. Couldn't ask for a nicer neighbor. Absolutely wonderful person. And a wonderful spot. Yeah, is that ever looking cool? She is doing well, eh? Look at that. Wow. Is that ever cool? Got her solar panel up. She has the windows painted. Got some tar paper on the roof for now to seal it from water. It is heaven. Like, man, oh man. You're doing her, girl. You're doing her. Friggin' nice job. Oh, I see she's got just plastic over a couple of the windows that are out. But I mean, she's got her bed in there. She's good to go. Like, what a friggin' nice little spot, eh? The coolest part, these two windows, she found them over here. So they're repurposed right off the property. Yeah, and that door on the side, I donated that. I gave her the door, so check that out. Nice job, girl. Almost done, from what I can see. It shows a little bit of energy. Hard to believe what you can do. And I think she's even got her stovepipe hooked in. She's already got a hole out through here for the pipe. Yeah, that must have been just for last night to get her by. But friggin' nice. I like it. I really like it. Job well done, girl. Job well done. Yeah, it's going to be so cute, eh? Love to have something like this over at the cabin over on our side. Love to have something like that. I was telling her too, and she agrees. This tree has to go. It's totally overhanging the little building, so that's got to come out of there. But at least with the tar paper on that, she's waterproof for now. So, and it's going to be the test of it tonight, because it's going to pour rain. But what a job. Nice job, girl. Nice job. Gotta say. Well, for now, and as you can see too, the ditch There's water trickling through it here a little bit. It's going to be pouring through it here tomorrow. So, because it's going to start raining anytime. You can just feel it. You can almost smell it. Anyways, for now, I'm going to head back over to the cabin. Well, it's Sunday morning. Man, it poured rain all night. I'm talking poured rain. I woke up 3 or 4 times through the night. I could hear it just hitting the roof, and that's from the bedroom down here. So you know it's raining hard. You know the funny thing? Get up this morning, I figured the brook would just be running crazy. It didn't really come up at all. And that's the funny part. Is maybe later today the water will accumulate and build it up, but it shouldn't any other time. You get a big rain like that. And we haven't had any in about 2 weeks almost. Maybe the ground was getting so dry at that point that it saturated, or that it absorbed a lot of it. I don't know. But a strange thing. Get up this morning. Again, it's still raining out just a bit. It's supposed to let up about an hour. And that brook looks the same as yesterday. You know, something else is strange, and it's sad. Bird feeder. We're getting 0 birds. 0. They're gone. They're just gone. Anybody that watched some of the older videos, there'd be 6 or 8 at a time on there. And it's not just one type. There was chickadees, nuthatches, finches, and a bunch of different finches. Yellow finches, golden finches, purple finches, house finches. One called a dark-eyed junco, which are gray and white, look like this satin white paint. The only thing we see a little bit, and there's one out there right now, I think, is mourning doves. We still got a couple of them, and a couple blue jays, and that's it. Like, where did they all go? And we're not talking there's one here and there. As soon as I get here and fill that feeder any weekend, it was just going crazy in that feeder. There's a lot of the older videos you guys could see. They're gone. Cindy thinks there could be a hawk living in the area, but I don't think, maybe, I guess, I don't know. Maybe if he's nested right in one of these trees here, I don't know. But we don't see them at all. You don't see any kill sites, and I've found hawk remnants, I've found it twice now since I've been here. Once was front of the garage, I think the year before last. I get up in the morning, just out right in the drive right in front, and just a pile of feathers from a blue jay. And there was no blue jay there, but just all his feathers. And maybe last year, I think up by the garden out front, a robin bit the dust, poor thing. And you could tell by the orangey red and then gray feathers, 2 different colors. And hawks pluck their prey before they eat them, right? Anyway, it's strange and it's sad, because before a bag of birdseed, like, what'll happen, and this is even stranger. I've got this sort of squirrel-proofed on the outside now. What they were doing was almost running right up the cedar shingles. So I took a piece of sheet metal. I'm not going to bother going out. It's still raining. But there's a piece of sheet metal on the wall below it, so they can't just run up. It's slippery. But every freaking time when we leave, and there's a bunch of seed in it, and that other little feeder's full, that'll be probably on the ground, and that'll be empty. So are blue jays doing it, or squirrels getting on it? I don't know what's getting up there. I mean, I found there was a raccoon yesterday morning on that feeder over there, the one that looks like the camp, the little one on the post. I normally just fill that for the squirrels, and the odd bird is on that. When I went to take my camera out, do a time lapse yesterday morning to set it up, it was still dark. And as soon as I started walking off the deck, I could hear something. I looked, and a great big fat raccoon jumped to the ground, and off he went in the trees. So, I mean, it showed me that at least I know what's getting that, because I used to find that was strange too. Get here on a Friday, fill that thing with seed, and get up Saturday morning, the metal top would be off on the ground. It just sits there with gravity, and the thing would be empty. And I thought it'd be a raccoon. It was. So maybe he's somehow getting up here too and cleaning this. I don't think so. It'd be pretty hard for him to climb up there, and they can't jump very well. They're fat little guys. Anyway, it is fly day. I've got to get the kitties, and that's always the fun part. And it won't be that bad today. Fred is right here in his box sleeping. Daisy's under the couch here. She's up in the couch. There's a hole in the material, and that's where she likes to hang. These 2 cats are too smart for their own good, that they can almost count the days, I think, and they know when we're taking them home, and they love being here. love being at the house. They're not big on the transition in the truck. You know, it's less than an hour in that crate. They're getting better. Fred, he'll hide sometimes, and if I get stern with him, he'll normally come right out to me because he knows I'm going to catch him one way or the other, right? So I hate to scare him, hate to chase them around. But he's going to be an easy score, so I'm just going to go up and grab him out of the box in a minute and stuff him in the crate. But Daisy should be a different story because she's under here. And being here alone, it's not as easy to catch these critters. I was supposed to tip this thing over this weekend and tear all that cloth out of there. I don't know why they put that, I guess to keep cats out of there. Well, when there's a hole, it doesn't help because it's a hammock for her now. She's probably laying right under me, right? Pretty much right under me right now. Anyway, had another good weekend here. Didn't do anything real drastic. It was pretty quiet. Had nobody to really hang with. Came here alone. Chickie next door, I didn't even realize she was here Friday night. When I was here, I came in late. She didn't think I was here because she came in earlier and saw my chain across out front. So, and I never heard any noise over there Friday night, so I assumed she wasn't there. Her chain was up. Well, she had her truck backed in the driveway. Yesterday morning, I heard tools and that power tools going, so I knew she was there. I was going to go over and visit later on, probably close to supper, thinking she'd be spending Saturday night. Well, she had already spent Friday night, so there was a little miscommunication. The folks up the road that we visited last week, they weren't here either this weekend, so there's nobody to really go hang with, so just kind of sat around here and enjoyed it. Got the wood unloaded, got the garden done, harvested what I could, and got the lawn mowed, so time to go home. It's going to stop raining here. Hopefully in the next hour or two it should get pretty decent, because we probably had, I don't know what we got overnight, but it rained hard. Anyway, like and subscribe, please, if you would. Trying to build this channel up, and we're hoping, and the weather's not looking good either for it. I was hoping to get out with this hot tent camping rig I was talking about earlier this week. Hope to hot tent camp very soon with my new trailer I built. Get that all geared up. Everything done on it but fenders. I got to put a set of fenders on it because if I haul it through any water, it's going to splash. The tires overhang the sides by about 4 inches probably, because I made the width, the exact outer edge of the tires the same as what the ATV is, so it'll track right behind the bike, right? It's 48 inches at the outside of the tires, so 4 feet. That's what the bike is, 48 or 49 at the outside. Anyway, I'm stopping rambling for now. Great to have you guys along once again in the bush, and hopefully more good content coming up very soon. Live simply, remain grateful, and from Cindy, who's not here, and I will talk to you very soon.